Welcome everyone to my Haven Island 100% competition review. Starting off, I just want to say really quickly, I am not, I repeat, not rating these maps based on lighting. I am not rating these maps based on looks. I am rating them entirely based on gameplay. Silent Assassin, also suit only. Okay, so just keep that in mind. Also, I do take Sniper Assassin into consideration as well when I do this. So just keep that in mind before we get started. Now, Haven Island. When it comes to the map of Haven Island, there's a lot of problems with it. Number one, if you are out in the open, like near one of the shortcuts or something like that, you can get spotted choking someone out from the other end of the island. Literally, you can have a guard spot you, and I'm sure it's happened to some of you if you've played this map and if you've leveled it up. You can get spotted from the other end of the map, literally, to the point where it takes 30 to 40 seconds for the guard that actually saw you to make his way to you. Or to hear gunshots. So that's one problem that it has. Another problem that it has, let's get to the mansion area now, is that for starters, it's broken. Freedom of approach on the mansion area is not existent. You are extremely limited. You have to cheese your way through the mansion area. There's no natural way to get into the mansion area. You have to sort of cheese everything. You have to do some sort of crazy distractions, crazy something to be able to make your way around it. But it's a very difficult area. It's a very unnaturally made area. It's, in my opinion, it was rushed. I think it's pretty clear from the fact that it's filled with technical difficulties. But when it comes to the map, again, returning to the actual island itself, it's very awkwardly made when it comes to being able to hide bodies. I remember when you had to hide the person who gives the massages, the massageur, whatever the name is, there was no place to hide the body, and that body can be discovered very easily in one of the missions. Basically, there's one challenge, I'll get to the challenges, but there's one challenge where you have to kill Vetrova with snapping her neck. It's very difficult to do that because to do that you have to get rid of one of the women. However, there's no place to hide the fucking body because they don't give you a place to hide the body, and that body can be easily discovered by a guard, and you can get your Silent Assassin rating completely ruined. Now, you can and you pretty much have to hide bodies in the grass, in the bushes. There's another problem with that, however. As I said earlier, the guards are broken and can see from miles. So again, you can get spotted. Also, their loops are inconsistent and they're kind of awkward to navigate around. So you can easily get spotted while you're putting a body in the bush because you never really know where it's safe and where it's not. So overall for the map, it's inconsistent, it's filled with bugs, and the freedom of approach is, it's not limited, it's basically not existent. I want to say that it's limited, but that would be cutting it short. It's not just limited, it's not existent. I can't give this map any more than a 2 out of 10, and this is genuinely me trying not to shit on the map. Now, when it comes to the targets, again, not very good at all. None of these targets have any natural ways to be eliminated. And when I say that, I mean, all of them are pretty much impossible to isolate. And I mean all of them. You can technically isolate Vetrova when she has a meeting with you, but that takes, in order for you to take her out, that can take 10 minutes just for her. Just for her, 10 minutes. And if you want to take Bradley, if you want to basically drown them in the pool together, that's 15 minutes of waiting around. 15 minutes where you're literally just gonna be waiting around for them to make their way to the stupid jacuzzi. That's insane. And that's the only Silent Assassin option you're given. You're not given anything else. That's it. That's all you got. So, again, like, what the fuck? And if you don't do that, then the only choices you have, basically, is if you don't kill them in the server room with the electrocution, which gets old quickly, you basically have to cheese them. You have to cheese them somehow. And when it comes to Tyson Williams, he's a fucking joke. Like, he's not a real target. The mansion area itself, I already talked about it. I don't want to repeat myself. But he's a horrible target. He takes forever to get into a position where you can eliminate him. And it goes hand in hand. A shitty mansion area with a shitty fucking target, and you put them both together, and you get a fucking terrible experience. And with him, One way I used to do it is I used to shoot him through the screen. Now, as you see on screen, I'm sort of doing this thing. I'm basically removing his guard, which, it's tricky to pull off. It's very difficult. And in my opinion, it's pretty much as good as you can go, at least for me personally, to get like a classic silent assassin on him. But still, it should have been done better by the developers. By the way, this whole room is see-through. I think I already spoke about that. So overall, when it comes to the targets, the very best I can give the targets is a 1 out of 10. A 1 out of 10. They have no redeeming qualities. They have no natural ways to be taken down. They're impossible to isolate unless you're willing to wait 15 fucking minutes for them to get into the jacuzzi. It's just, they are some of the absolute worst targets in the entire franchise, and the challenges don't fare much better, if I gotta be honest. Trigger point therapy, simple enough, it takes time, nowhere to hide the female body of the female massager, but there's nothing you can do about that. Then we get the lamp fever. I genuinely hate this challenge. You see that on the picture, you see him downstairs, he's at the table and there's a lamp on top of him, so you're thinking, well, I gotta get him downstairs. No, you can't do that. Unless you do insane cheesing, you can't do that. The way to complete this challenge is you gotta get him in the jacuzzi. You fix the jacuzzi, and when he gets in, you shoot the lamp that's on top of his head, and that's how you do it. Obviously, from the picture, you would never know that, but that's how you're supposed to complete the challenge. The rest of these challenges, they take a long time to do. They're not very silent assassin friendly, some of them especially. And overall can be a pain in the fucking ass. Then we get to the sniper challenge, which very difficult sniper assassin, because you have to get all 3 targets almost at the same time. Because if you don't, the guards are gonna make their way to you, and even though the guards can't climb ladders, you can't escape. You're fucked. They're gonna start shooting at you. Then we have synchronized drowning. This takes 15 minutes to set up. I believe you can do it suit only, but it takes, again, 15 minutes of waiting around. So unless you're planning on eating breakfast or lunch or something, there's not much reason to do this challenge other than just once. Over here for discovery, I didn't find anything particularly difficult necessarily. Most of them were simple enough. Most of them were actually fun and enjoyable. Discovery usually are fun, and this time was, I have to admit, especially looking for the treasures, doing the kleptomaniac challenge. They were fun. I did enjoy them. Then when you reach the feats challenge, you're not told how to do pretty much any of these challenges. Help Steven find his inner calm. How are you supposed to do that? You're not told. You're just, you're sort of not really led in any direction. You're not told how to do these things. You're sort of supposed to figure it out, which, it wastes time, of course. This escalation sucked, but we'll talk about it another day. And then we get to my least favorite challenges of all time. Those 3 challenges right here. 5 electrocution accidents. It's doable, but it's annoying. I did not like this challenge one bit. I really didn't. Then the next challenge, make some noise. This challenge I despised. 3 falling accidents. It's not necessarily extremely difficult, but it's so fucking stupid. And then you get to Wilson the Killer, and in my opinion, if there's one challenge that is the worst in the entire Hitman franchise, I think you're looking at it right here. Wilson the Killer. Stupid nonsense. In almost the coconuts are so difficult to figure out exactly where they're gonna fall. It's so difficult to lure the target at the exact location where that coconut is gonna fall. I genuinely despise this challenge. I hated it. I will never do it again. And all these challenges, if I have to group all of them and give them a rating, the best I can give them is a 4 out of 10. Because the good challenges, the fun challenges are okay, but the shitty challenges like this one are fucking abysmal. And then we arrive at the Mastery Unlocks, which is basically the only saving grace that this map has. Now the Pirate Saber, not useful, you're not gonna bring it, you have to bring it in a briefcase or an agency pickup. Forget about that one. The remote emetic gas device. This is one of the absolute strongest tools in the entire franchise. You put it in a briefcase, you get the farting briefcase, you can take down pretty much any target with that one. It's extremely strong, it's extremely broken, nothing else you can say about it. Seeker, again, exceptionally strong, phenomenal weapon, phenomenal tool. One of the absolute must unlocks. It's really a shame that it has to be on this map that you have to unlock this amazing weapon, that you have to grind these horrible challenges and targets and map, but you know, it is what it is. It's a great, phenomenal weapon. I can't say anything about it. Almond Dagger, some people are gonna like it. It's just a regular melee, lethal melee. I don't care about it either way. I don't think I've ever used it personally, but some people are gonna like it. It's okay, I guess. Whatever. Then you get this sniper rifle. Not the best sniper rifle in the game, but not too far off from it. It's a pretty decent sniper rifle. It's pretty good. Has penetrating rounds, easy to fire, has a nice zoom. Pretty good unlock in my opinion. It's a pretty decent sniper rifle. It's actually my personal favorite sniper rifle to bring into any mission that I'm using one. I just like the look of it. But again, it is a very useful sniper rifle. Then you get the tropical suit, and this right here, it's a regular suit. You know, I don't love it, I don't hate it. You know, it's fine for what it is. I don't care much about it. But overall, when I have to judge all of the mastery unlocks together, I can't help but give it a 9.5 out of 10. It is exceptional. It is surreal how great the unlocks are. It's the only saving grace this map has, really. And when it comes to the in-game stability, well, I've been talking about it pretty much for the entire video. The mansion area walls can be completely see-through. Some rooms are see-through in that mansion. Bodies can be spotted straight through rooms sometimes. Guards can see you from miles away. I mean, it's sometimes pedestrians, if you were to NPCs, if you were to do something to panic a bunch of people on one side of the map, somehow a bunch of people who are on the other end of the map can also get panicked when you get to them. I don't know how that happens necessarily, but it's a real thing. It does happen. I've seen it personally firsthand, so it's not a very stable map at all. I could overlook some things, like, okay, that's not that big of a deal, but overall, two things I cannot overlook is guards being able to see you from the other end of the island when you're doing shenanigans in the shark hut, as well as the mansion area basically having completely see-through walls when it comes to bodies. Those are things that are so annoying and so difficult to deal with and so unnecessary. The best, it's a 4 out of 10. It's below average. No other map has as many technical difficulties as Haven Island. This map has been the most technical difficulties I've ever seen out of any Hitman map ever has been Haven Island. Even the new map doesn't have as much problems as this one, so there's no excuses, there's no nothing. 4 out of 10, that's all I can give it. So now it's time for the final score, and that final score is a 2 out of 5, clearly rushed. I don't remember when exactly this map came out, but clearly it was rushed out with very little testing. It was a last minute thing, because if you had done any playtesting on the mansion area, you can clearly tell that it's broken. You can clearly tell that bodies can be spotted through walls. You can clearly tell that the guards' vision is completely screwed up. They can see you from ridiculous amounts of range. It's something that obviously it was rushed. Obviously the testing was not as lengthy as it should have been. It wasn't as good as it should have been. And in my opinion, it's a very beautiful map, so I don't take any pleasure in giving it a low score. I wish the map was great. I would have enjoyed if this map was great, but sadly that's not the case. It's a 2 out of 5 because it just is. The gameplay sucks on it, honestly. That is my opinion of it. Of course, if you think otherwise, let me know in the comments below. If you think that maybe I'm forgetting something or maybe I'm overlooking something, let me know. But if you enjoyed the video, please do press the like button, subscribe for more content, and thank you very much for watching.